Hey,
Oh, hey man.
you're doing the Loki review now, right?
No, actually. I'm making a Moon Knight review.
No, you're postponing the video again? Are you kidding me? JT, look, you have been promising it at the end of every video for like 4 months now. The show came out a year ago. Just make the Loki review.
Look, it's just... The Loki review is gonna be long and hard to make, and I got so much to talk about, and I've been procrastinating it for like 10 months now. So I figure at this point I might as well just do an easy, short Moon Knight review that doesn't really have that much effort or critical thinking put into it.
Okay, you make a fair point. Making content that requires effort is hard. JT, come on, man. I know that this is really easy because you don't really have anything that interesting to say about Moon Knight, and you can make a nice, quick, easy video. But it's been a year. The show Loki came out a year ago. You're gonna be releasing the video probably on its anniversary. I see what you did there. That's been your plan all along, hasn't it?
Yes, that was my plan all along. Totally.
So you didn't plan this at all.
No, it was complete accidents.
All right, yeah, guy. Just make your Moon Knight review. You know, don't let me tell you what to do. Just make the Loki review at some points. Right? You'll make it at some point.
Yeah, I'll make it eventually. For sure. I'll get it one day.
Okay, good. See you later, JC. I don't know why I walked in here. This is a laundry.
Glad he's gone. Hey audience, welcome to Creeper Invasion. Hey guys, I'm JT, and I've been to every state in the country. Except Utah. Never been there, never will. So yeah, I watched Moon Knight and it was good. It's definitely one of Marvel's weirder and riskier projects, and if you're still not convinced that their weirder and riskier movies and TV shows are the better ones, I don't think you've watched a Marvel property in a decade. So yeah, I'm gonna do a quickfire review of all the episodes, cause that's what I do when I review a TV show. I don't know why I said it like... I said that like I was setting up a joke or something. I think I just said it weird to say it weird. Okay. This is going nowhere. Let's just do the quickfire review now. Please.
I am Speed.
Episode 1. This is a very good episode. It's nice and relaxed, but hints at something darker to come in the coming series. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Episode 2, I was really enjoying this one until the last 10 minutes, which had some really out-of-place jokes and some genuinely terrible effects here and there. 7 out of 10. Episode 3, this was also really fun. Apparently a lot of people didn't like this one, but I thought it was a blast. It's got some fun action, introduces a lot of weird and fun concepts, and it's overall just a good time. 8 out of 10. Episode 4, this one incorporates some fun thriller elements, and the ending is really great. Too bad it was kind of boring overall. 7 out of 10? Sure. Episode 5. This is an actual masterpiece. It's dark and grim and thoroughly depressing and barely gives you any room to breathe. It's kind of disturbing and uncomfortable at times. I did not expect Marvel to tackle really sensitive issues like children dying and emotional manipulation and actual child abuse in such a mature way. And the tonal shift is done so well. It's been a fun, lighthearted series up until this point, but after like the first 5 minutes, there's not a single joke in this episode, and it's really jarring in the best way possible. This one is an easy 9 out of 10. Episode 6. This episode is weird. The scenes of the polite British man hitting people with sticks managed to be some of the coolest in the entire show. Meanwhile, the literal Egyptian god kaiju battle had me bored to tears. I guess that's kind of Marvel for you. When things should be a slam dunk, they end up being kind of boring a lot of the time, and their dumbest ideas are always their best ideas. So yeah, there's some really cool concepts and great humor in this episode that make it an overall satisfying conclusion to the series. But it also does kind of feel super rushed. I'm gonna break my no decimal point rule and give it a 7.5 out of 10. Also that post-credit scene, holy crap. Okay, back to my regular review. Sometimes when I can't think of a joke, I just say things in a weird voice and hope people will laugh, and then they don't. So yeah, this show is pretty great. I think my favorite part of it is definitely Oscar Isaac, who is giving an absolutely amazing performance. It is easily one of the best leading performances in any MCU property. Oh yeah, the spoilers for the 6 people who still haven't figured out how reviews work. He plays both Mark and Steven so well despite the fact that they're polar opposites. And I guess he's also a Jake, but he's barely in the show, so. He's funny when he needs to be, he's cool when he needs to be, he's deeply haunted and tragic when he needs to be. He is just so good. Please keep letting Oscar Isaac play weird, wacky goofballs. Nobody wants to see him play the boring space emperor from Dune. Oh yeah, I watched Dune and it was good, but it's overrated, gonna be totally honest. It's good, but like, I didn't feel an emotion when I didn't feel one, not even a singular emotion. I also like how Moon Knight is like the actual main character of his show, because that hasn't really been the case with any of the other shows, weirdly enough. Wanda had to share the spotlight with Vision, Sam had to share the spotlight with Bucky, Loki had to share the spotlight with Sylvie, and Hawkeye had to share the spotlight with Kate. But here the story is about Moon Knight and Moon Knight alone. I guess you could argue that Steven has to share the spotlight with like Mark, but they're like the same person. I think everything else is secondary to Moon Knight's character arc and his the character arc. I didn't think of a second thing. This show also has Layla, Mark's wife, and she is she's solid. I like her. She's not amazing, but she's an enjoyable character. Harrow is fine. He's like a good villain by Marvel standards, which isn't saying much. Khonshu is pretty cool, and the VFX artist did a great job on him. He looks awesome. Also, there's a hippo. She is excellent. I also kind of like how this show starts off like pretty standard and just kind of slowly descends into sheer chaos. Episode 4 starts off pretty normal and just slowly gets more unusual as it goes along. And then all of a sudden a humanoid hippo goddess shows out of nowhere in this mental hospital created in Steven or Mark's mind, and there's a guy locked in a coffin, and everything just completely goes absolutely nuts at once, and it's amazing. It's just like a normal episode, and then there's a hippo. Someone stabbed my hand with a fork, because that was a little weird.
Oh, that was a little weird.
That was a B-movie reference. This was definitely a show where I was more invested in the character and the story more so than like the threat. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is kind of a problem with the Marvel movies. The stakes for the characters are never all that personal. It's usually just save a large quantity of people. But they've been saved so many times that it's kind of not that fun to watch them get saved anymore, which is why I kind of like when Marvel movies have more personal stakes. I think that's why I like No Way Home so much, because Peter's not really trying to save anyone, except for these 5 guys. Same goes for, like, Black Panther. It's more about the, no. It's more about the social conflict between the two main... It's more about the what am I saying? It's more about the differences in worldview between the two main characters rather than their actual physical conflict. And I kind of wish this show did something more like that, because the whole idea of, like, guilty till proven innocent, sort of, the conflict between Amit and Khonshu and their different ideologies, is interesting. I just wish there was more of it, and I wish Harrow and Moon Knight kind of exemplified those, but they're just kind of pawns, so they're really just kind of punching each other, and it doesn't translate as well as it could have. I'm petting my cat. This part's unscripted. Could you tell? I bet you couldn't, because I speak so naturally, and I'm so good at coming up with things to say on the spot without any planning. Really, to be totally honest, that conflict in ideologies I wish they had isn't why I watched the show. I didn't really watch it for the action. I was really just more interested in Steven, Mark, and their complex, messed up relationship. When it comes down to it, that's kind of what this show is all about. It's really not about Harrow or Layla or the gods. They're all kind of they're there. They need to be there, and they're good, but, like, when it comes down to it, I'm watching this show for Steven and for Mark. And eventually Jake, because his introduction was awesome. Yeah, but I think that learning about how Mark created Steven, as in, like, an extension, like a second personality, was great. We slowly learned that Steven is actually, like, a split personality that Mark created based on this old British movie character to escape his physically abusive mom. This show's really weird. And the twist is just so well executed. Like, oh my god, it's great. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, Mark's mom was super abusive, and his dad was useless. I did not see such a dark plot point in a show made for 13-year-olds coming at all. Also, Steven, the main character of the show, isn't even a real person. That's nuts. He's literally just an alternate personality, and that's so cool and captivating and conceptual and weird. This is completely new ground for Marvel, and it's fascinating. I also really love how the show occasionally incorporates, like, thriller elements into it. I mean, the scene with Khonshu chasing Mark down the warehouse was awesome. The scene where Khonshu chases Steven down that warehouse with the overhead lights was awesome. Layla getting attacked by that Egyptian Stranger Things reject was pretty cool. The way Mark and Steven communicate through mirrors and reflections is really fun and interesting, and it leads to some pretty funny scenes. The jokes tend to be pretty good. The effects were kind of a mixed bag. I really like how Mark's backstory and the backstory of the Egyptian gods are simultaneously revealed to the viewer without kind of taking over. Like, they both get an equal and fair amount of attention, I'd say. And I love how this show is willing to dive into weirder and riskier concepts, like the Egyptian afterlife, and switching between Mark and Steven's point of view, despite the fact that they share the same body. I want Marvel to keep making weird, unique shows like this. This is why Loki was so good. This is why WandaVision was so good. This is why we all immediately forgot about the Falcon and Winter Soldier. It didn't do anything new or interesting, and so it kind of just felt like the Winter Soldier, the show. Marvel is getting really good at fully embracing the sheer chaos of the comics they're based off of, and I think that's great. Yeah, this is just an overall fun, well-made show. It wasn't as, like, complex as WandaVision, or as groundbreaking as Loki, or as fun as What If. It's just a solid, good time. I enjoyed it. I liked it. It's fun. So yeah, I'm gonna give Moon Knight a 7.5 out of 10. It's epic. It's very close to an 8. I would have given it an 8 if the story was just a bit tighter and they cleaned up the effects a little bit more. But don't get me wrong, it's still a very good show. I'm not as head over heels for the show as a lot of Marvel fans are. It's still only my 4th favorite MCU show, but that it's still an 8 out of 10. So if you needed more proof that I'm hopelessly addicted to this franchise, I don't understand you. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to like and subscribe, or dislike and unsubscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Has this been there the whole time? Yeah, I left a cat toy in my office mug. I don't think I realized how weird that sentence was until I said it out loud. I'm so good at this. Ow. I used a FugeTech tripod and pop voice microphone to make this video. I edited it with Adobe Premiere Rush, and like I said, maybe a Loki review when Season 2 comes out. Sure.